soul going crazy.
Welcome in, everybody. Episode 16 of the DLoading podcast. I got Paxson Wojcik of Brown University. How are you doing today, Paxson?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me on. It's good to catch up.
Yes, guys. No, Paxson back. His family, his dad, Doug, coached for Gonzaga for a little bit. So when we were in high school, went to school for 1 year, and then he moved out to Indiana where he went to La Lumiere. That's what's going to be my first question today, actually, for you. Gosh, looking back, man, you have played with so many NBA players on that team. Jaren Jackson, right? Jordan Poole and Isaiah Stewart, and Tiger Campbell, who's still at UCLA. What was that like playing against them and going against them in practice?
Yeah, it was really cool. So like you were saying, you know, I moved to La Lumiere my sophomore year, and you know, I instantly joined a team with a bunch of, you know, high level recruits, and you know, it was kind of a wake up call at first. I didn't know kind of where I was going to fit in, or kind of where my talent, you know, level was compared to the rest of the country. And I got my ass kicked, you know, which was probably good for me, but you know, I was playing against, you know, obviously NBA level guys, and it really was a wake up call. But looking back, it's probably the best thing for me. Just the experiences, you know, getting better every day. You know, playing against the best really kind of helped me to, you know, improve my game. But it was just really cool to be able to go to practice every day, go to the weight room and kind of work with those guys, see their work ethic and sort of take things from their game and try to, you know, add pieces and things here and there to mine. So definitely something that I look back on with, you know, a great appreciation for.
Yeah, man, that team was crazy. You guys won the Geico tournament too, and that was 18, right?
Yeah, we won it in 2017, my sophomore year. 2018, we lost in the Elite Eight to Bowl and Finley Prep. And then my senior year, we went 30-0, undefeated, and then we lost in the championship game to IMG with Josh Green, Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, Armando Baycott, Noah Farrakhan, a bunch of guys, yeah. So they were really good.
Yeah, no, I do remember that first year you playing there, though. You guys were stacked, though.
My sophomore year was crazy. I didn't really play a lot, but it was really fun to watch from the bench, watch those guys. So,
yeah, I mean, getting to compete against those guys in high school alone, like you were saying, I'm sure was just a great experience. And then you hit it a little bit, of course, you know, playing against those guys who are still playing basketball at the professional level. Do you think that helped you with your jump from La Lumiere to Loyola Chicago, playing the next level from there, playing against those guys every day?
I think it did for sure. It kind of just, you know, woke me up and really introduced me to, you know, how skilled and how athletic, you know, the top level really is, and the speed of the game that those guys play with was something that I had never really seen before. And so just being able to, you know, try to, you know, fight, scrap and claw and survive out there with guys like that really kind of makes you, you know, feel a little bit more confident going into a situation like your freshman year in college, you know, because you tell yourself, hey, you know, in high school I was playing against Jaren Jackson and he was just, you know, rookie of the month or whatever with the Grizzlies. Like, you just got to give yourself those subtle reminders that, you know, you've seen the best of the best, and you can compete. But I definitely took it in stride, and I think it did help me out going into freshman year and just gave me some confidence.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a lot of kids can't say the same thing. Goodness sakes. I want to talk about you. Gosh, you went to Loyola Chicago a couple years. Now you're at Brown, and those schools are not easy. I mean, those academics there are insane, like difficult just for the normal kid to even get into, let alone playing basketball at the same time. Can you kind of talk about that? I mean, it's different from, a public school, and, it's just a little different. Could you kind of talk about like the academic side of like playing hoops at like a high major academic school like Loyola and Brown?
For sure, yeah. It's definitely something that I've always kind of like valued and thought was really important, and that I attribute that to kind of like my parents and just them kind of preaching in my ear growing up, just how important school is too, along with basketball. But yeah, Loyola was it was great. It was a little messed up because obviously with the whole COVID thing, classes I guess it would have been March my freshman year. They quickly went online, and then my whole sophomore year was online. So I think it was kind of a struggle for everyone, right? Just kind of navigating this online school thing and in Zoom and whatnot was a little bit tough for me, and I think a lot of other kids across the country. But transferring into Brown was something I was a little worried about myself too. Is just whether or not I'd be able to keep up and graduate on time. Because like you said, it's a very prestigious school, and I, truthfully would not be able to get in here, without basketball. But it's been great. There's definitely been some long nights and, some tough classes, but you find your way through. You just gotta, find a good support system, find people that can help you. I wouldn't be able to, get through this class if it wasn't for tutors, professors, TAs, helping me out. There's always going to be the kids that you just know everything and can just go up on test day and knock it out of the park. But I'm definitely
those are the most annoying though, right?
I know they are. I definitely need 2 or 3 more re-explanations before I can really understand the concepts. But it's been good, man. Definitely not easy. I wouldn't say it's too much. Definitely doable, but you just got to be on top of your stuff. Go about your school like like you're a pro, and put the time in, and you'll get through it. So
Right. It says a lot about this guy right here, guys, being able to go to those 2 schools and succeed seriously with the pandemic. That's a great point you brought up. I want to bring up your family real quick, guys. Paxson comes from the most basketball family maybe ever. His brother plays at Harvard, and his dad coaches at Michigan State, who he got to play against this year. That's my question: is what was it like playing against your dad and Coach Izzo? Because I know he's been coached at Michigan State for a while.
yeah,
what was that like playing in that arena and just playing against your dad?
yeah, it was really special. My dad and Coach Izzo have been great friends for 20 years, 30 years probably now. But it was definitely a program that I've always kind of been a fan of. I went to their camps when I was younger. Kind of grew up around, Spartan basketball. So having the opportunity to, go back to the Breslin Center and, run out in the starting lineups and, find yourself at half court in a, packed stadium was, one of those things where it's like, wow, like, this is surreal, and then just to see my dad, on the other sideline too was something that, it was bizarre, but looking back at it, it was special. But in the moment I was like, this is weird. Like, what the hell is this?
Oh yeah, and imagine, he's scouting against his own son. I can only imagine doing the film on his son. I mean,
Yeah.
gosh,
He was pretty fired up. He was texting me the whole week before the game, like, you aren't going to get any looks. Like, we know all your plays. Like, it was pretty funny. But he ended up giving me the scouting report after the game, just kind of as a commemorative thing, just to like hold on to and look back at in 30, 40 years and just smile and laugh about. So
really right, cool. Exactly. Who was your mom cheering for that game, huh?
She was cheering for Brown. So
okay, all right.
She was in the building cheering for us, and then my brother actually was able to come to the game as well. So he was there too, cheering for us too. So it was really fun.
Gosh, that's awesome! Your brother was able to make it. That's goodness. Hopefully hopefully they can return the favor to little brother Denham. I want to talk
Yeah.
about that. You guys are in the same conference playing against each other. That is something. Gosh, it's like Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce in the Super Bowl this weekend. Like that is just crazy. Well, what has that been like? I mean, has there been some talking trash to the brothers? I mean, how's that been like? I mean, before the games, and how's that kind of gone on? I can only imagine.
Yeah, definitely. Also really cool, really special. Brown and Harvard are only like 45 minutes, an hour away from each other, so we're able to like see each other a lot and hang out outside of basketball in school, which has been really nice. But it comes to being in the same conference and playing against each other. Ivy League, you play each team twice. So last year we played each other twice. We split this year. We already faced them twice. We split again this year. So we're 2-2 against each other. So no one really has the bragging rights, but really cool. It wasn't really like, a super competitive or a trash talking kind of vibe like I thought it might be.
Right.
It was more, we've gotten to the age where I think we kind of just both appreciate how far we've come. That was kind of more the vibe like when we were in, middle school, high school maybe. But now we're just kind of both really happy and excited for each other to, both kind of be living out our dreams. And to be able to do them, against each other is something that's pretty cool too. And, always something that, I'll look back at, with a whole lot of, happiness and good memories.
Yeah, that's something I can't even imagine. Gosh, that's just so cool. But I mean, what's the dilemma like against in Harvard and Brown in the Wojcik family household? What's going on there?
Yeah, so my mom usually sits at the behind the home team's bench. So, this past game, last Saturday, we played at Harvard. She sat, behind Harvard's bench, and then she just got this. She has this almost this sweater that she got stitched or sewed together, and one side's Harvard, one side's Brown. So she's got the whole half and half thing. She's not
That's
picking
awesome.
sides. So she does a good job,
awesome.
but I know it's really hard for her just kind of worrying for her sons, and I don't know. She kind of puts her in a tough position because she's got parents from Brown, parents from Harvard, and
Yeah.
all these people talking to her. And I think at the end of the day, she just wants to make sure that both of us have fun and no one gets hurt.
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, yeah, just like the Kelseys, like I was saying earlier, they're playing this weekend. Their mom has been all
Yeah.
over Sports Center and all that.
Can't imagine that. I mean, that's just at the highest level and under the most media attention and all that. So I can't imagine how she's doing.
No, I mean, she must be so proud of you guys. Once again, guys, Paxson Wojcik on the DLoading podcast, guys. Also, real quick, I'm now on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, so make sure to be looking on there for that, guys. I really appreciate the support. Paxson, you're having a great year this year. 13-8. I'll go 14 points a game, seven rebounds, and 3 assists. I mean, the last 3 games you've been playing really well too. 23, 15, and 22. What do you think has led to that success this year so far on the floor?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think part of it is just the ability to play more, like we were saying. I got a ton of minutes this year because we've had some injuries, and I'm a senior and kind of team captain leader thing. But my coaches have a lot of trust in me, and my teammates have a lot of trust in me. So I attribute all my success, kind of to their belief in me. They put me in a lot of great positions to, score easily, get others involved, and that sort of thing. So, I wouldn't be doing, what I'm doing without, the ways I've been set up from both my coaches and my teammates. So just the ability to, be out there most of the game, being, good sets and good plays from our coaches, and then just have teammates who are, always, looking for me, setting good screens, making good passes, whatnot. It really makes it easy on me.
Unselfish guy right here, guys. I'm telling you, this guy's an ultra competitor too. I
Yeah.
mean, I've seen him get fired up before. It's awesome to see. So you guys are sitting at 12-10 right now in the season. Kind of where do you think, we're in February, so we're getting down to it a little bit with conference and the tournament next month. So where do you think your teammates and coaches want to see you guys take this next step into mid to late February and early March?
Yeah, so we've got 5 conference games left. We're currently, I think we're tied 4th in the Ivy League, and the Ivy League's a little different. There's 8 teams, but only 4 of them make the conference tournament. So it's really important to be in the top 4 because then you get, a chance to, win 2 games in March and make the NCAA tournament. So our goal is, to obviously win the league, but, you got to finish top 4 to give yourself a chance at postseason. But with these 5 games left, I think we just need to, continue doing what we've done all year, but put an extra emphasis on just closing games out, finishing games in the last, 3-4 minutes, because most of our losses this year have been, under 5 or 6 points. So it's just, a couple possessions here and there that we got to clean up. And, I think we should feel good about finishing in the top half of the league and then getting a chance to, win 2 games in March to get to the big dance.
Yeah, it's crazy what those little things do this time of year. It's just crazy. Goodness sakes, you can decide teams going home just like that. It's just crazy.
Sure.
The detail this time of year, teams are just playing at such high levels. It's great to see. So you guys play Cornell tomorrow, who at home, right? At home, and they are the same record as you in conference. Is that correct?
Yeah, they're also 5-4, so it's a huge game for us.
Yeah, kind of talk about that. Some keys to the game. I mean, I'm sure the atmosphere is going to be awesome. Just kind of talk about that game tomorrow for a little bit, if you could.
Yeah, so Cornell, we're tied with them in the league. We actually went up there 2 weekends ago and lost by, I think, about 7 or 8 points up at their place in a really good game. And then we just had to foul at the end and, ended up losing by 7. But they're a great team. They play a super fast pace, kind of press, run and jump. They shoot a bunch of shots early in the shot clock and kind of try to, wind it, run you out the gym and grind it out and get you tired because they play a ton of guys. They play like 10, 11 guys, which is unique for college basketball. So just their pace, their press defense causes people some issues, just turning the ball over and getting good looks. So those are things that we just need to be ready for. We can't get too sped up. Obviously can't give them extra possessions by turning it over too much. And then I think we just got to, take good shots and lock in and make their offense hard by playing good defense. And we should have a good chance. But, it's a Saturday home game. I think it should be we don't have a huge gym, but it makes for a fun home atmosphere. It gets packed. It gets loud. And I think it'll be a really good, mid-major game.
Yeah, pack the gymnasium, Brown. Let's see a victory there tomorrow. All right. One more question, guys. Paxson Wojcik here, guys. Thank you so much for coming on again. I got one more for you. Mm-hmm. Where is the hardest place to play in Ivy League? Because a lot of people don't see the atmospheres in the mid-major. I mean, there's a lot of tradition up there in the northeast region of the country, but where is the toughest place to play in the league in your 2 years? Out there and why?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say the hardest place to play is probably the Palestra where Penn plays. It's a historical gym. Actually, I think Purdue and Penn State played there a couple weeks ago in a Big Ten game just because of the historical gym in Philly. But yeah, no, Penn's got a great gym. Great turnout. good students, but most of the gyms in the league are kind of smaller gyms, kind of high school like feel, but they get pretty rowdy, which is really fun. There's nothing worse than a huge arena that's like half full. So I kind of like playing in the full smaller gym, that sort of atmosphere. But I would say Penn probably.
Makes interesting for some good February and early March basketball, right?
Yeah, no doubt. There will be some good games. Like I said, we got 5 left, and they're all going to be really close ones. So
Well, we're rooting for you here, myself, and can't wait to see what happens in the next 5 games. Paxson, thank you so much for coming on, man. I really appreciate it.
thank you, bro. I appreciate you for having me, man. This was awesome.
This is awesome, guys. Make sure to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. If you want to see more like this. Paxson, thank you so much, my man.
Thank you, bro. Talk soon.
Thank you, bro, so much.